News Talk on Samar News, your go-to podcast for the latest headlines and in-depth discussions. Join us as we unravel the stories that matter most, bringing you insightful commentary and expert analysis. Tune in for a thought-provoking conversations that spark dialogue and inspire action. Stay connected with the news that shapes our world, only on News Talk on Samar News.
All right, so we all know it's tough to keep up with absolutely everything that's happening these days, right? There's just so much information flying around.
Yeah, too much sometimes.
But you still want to know what's going on, particularly with important stuff. So that's why we're doing these deep dives to help break things down.
That's right.
And today we're focusing on some recent events surrounding the Supreme Court of the Philippines.
Right.
We're taking a look at an article that came out on March 18th, 2025.
Yeah.
And it's all about fake news, basically, and the court's response to it.
Right.
So, like, what are the specific incidents, the reactions, and, what it all means in the bigger picture?
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It's about understanding how misinformation targets important institutions and how they respond.
Okay, so to set the stage, this all starts with the arrest of former President Rodrigo Duterte back on March 11th, 2025.
Right.
And following that arrest, a petition was filed asking for his release and also for a TRO.
A TRO.
Yeah, a temporary restraining order.
Oh, yeah.
That was intended to prevent the government from cooperating with the ICC, the International Criminal Court.
And so that's where the fake news comes in, right?
Exactly. So almost as soon as this petition is filed, you start seeing stuff online saying that the Supreme Court actually granted the TRO.
Like it was a done deal.
Yeah. And of course, it wasn't true at all.
And that's the danger of these things,
Okay.
People see it online and they just assume it's true.
Absolutely. Well, the good news is the Supreme Court came out right away and denied issuing any TRO.
They were quick about it.
Yeah. Their spokesperson, Camille Ting, very clearly said, listen to us, the Supreme Court. Go to our official website or our verified social media accounts. That's where you'll find the real information.
That's a crucial point, right? Relying on official sources.
Absolutely. So
Yeah.
that was the first instance of fake news.
Right.
Then comes a second wave. This time it's a press release going around. It's claiming that the Supreme Court has received this petition with 16 million signatures demanding President Marcos's resignation.
16 million. Wow.
I know, it's a huge number.
Yeah, and completely made up.
Right. Again, the Supreme Court shut it down immediately. Ting came out and said, no, there's no truth to this whatsoever. There hasn't even been an en banc session scheduled.
An en banc session?
Yeah, it means a session with all the justices together to discuss something.
Oh, okay.
So basically, there was no meeting planned to even consider this petition.
And what's interesting is they were actually able to trace this fake document back to specific Facebook accounts. Chus Labungan and Bernard Flores-Macon.
Interesting. You have to wonder what the goal was with these particular claims, targeting both the executive and judicial branches.
Definitely seems like there's a bigger picture here.
Well, House Assistant Majority Leader Zia Alonso Adiong certainly thought so. He came out and condemned the spread of this fake news, calling it a reckless attempt to deceive the public and destabilize the government.
Strong words.
Yeah, he was really concerned about the impact this kind of misinformation could have. He also commended the Supreme Court for responding so quickly.
Yeah, that was important, setting the record straight.
Right, and the Supreme Court didn't stop there. They've said they're going to fully investigate these incidents, and they're planning to impose sanctions on whoever's responsible for spreading this disinformation.
They're serious about this.
Oh, yeah.
Which is good. It shows they're committed to protecting the integrity of information.
Absolutely. So, to recap, we've had two big instances of fake news targeting the Supreme Court. First, the TRO for Duterte, and then the resignation petition for Marcos.
Right.
And in both cases, the court took swift action to debunk the claims.
And they're taking steps to hold those responsible accountable.
Exactly. So what can we learn from all of this? Well, first of all, the importance of getting information from official sources. If you see something about the Supreme Court online, go directly to their website or their verified social media accounts.
Don't just trust whatever pops up in your feed.
Exactly. And on a broader level, this whole situation makes you think, doesn't it?
Yeah.
About how much power online information has.
It does.
And how easy it is for that information to be manipulated.
Yeah. And how we all have a responsibility to be critical thinkers, to be skeptical, and to double check what we see online.
That's a great takeaway, especially when it comes to institutions like the Supreme Court institutions that are so fundamental to our democracy.
Absolutely. I think that's something worth keeping in mind as we all continue to navigate this constantly evolving world of information.
Couldn't agree more. Well, that's our deep dive for today. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
And until next time, stay informed and stay critical.
It's great advice.
All right, take care, everybody.
See you later.
News Talk on Samar News, your go-to podcast for the latest headlines and in-depth discussions. Join us as we unravel the stories that matter most, bringing you insightful commentary and expert analysis. Tune in for a thought-provoking conversations that spark dialogue and inspire action. Stay connected with the news that shapes our world, only on News Talk on Samar News.